All right, here we are into picks and bans for game number 2. For those of you who still have no clue who we are, I, myself, am Jake Kelton. This is Wraith 3.0. JK, it's Otter. I'll finally go ahead and change that because I should have done it last time, but no, this is Otter. He's awesome, and we are your casters for tonight. The best casters NA, if I say so myself, besides Returned, who's playing in this game. So if you are interested in listening to some awesome casting, maybe you should check out Returned's channel. He does some pretty cool stuff. But either way, let's check this game out. We got the Karthus banned. Intra's not playing this game. Don't know why it's banned besides the fact that it's just strong in the jungle overall. Aatrox banned. Cassiopeia banned. These are classic, strong meta champions right now. Both teams, neither one knows what the other plays or mains, so we should see some pretty spicy stuff coming out, especially as Lord Reeves gets to first pick this game. Oh, I am excited about that.
See if he ends up actually swapping out.
I don't want to mention too much what champions he plays. I really don't want to mention what champions he plays because I want to see a clean picks and bans with no information from both of these teams unless right now they're Googling the names. They're jumping on to op.gg trying to figure out what everyone mains and to ban it away potentially. We'll see as Stump in the Rump is going to be banning away that third champion. Probably, let's see here. Could be Sejuani, could be... Oh, they are! Alright, so they were doing that. No way. They banned the Anivia away from Lord Reeves. Alright. So, Lord Reeves still has a whole arsenal of mid lane champions to pick from. I'm thinking blind pick mid lane, unless he's trading and picking something for somebody else. I would say probably the Orianna is a pretty comfort pick for Lord Reeves in the mid, even though it can be countered pretty hard.
Yeah, we'll see if he... I wouldn't necessarily think he'd want to blind pick that, but we see Yasuo come out. I do like a lot of the bans in this match. Like you said, the Anivia being the target ban towards Lord Reeves, but everything else is good meta champions right now with that flex pick mentality with the Aatrox, the Akali, the Camille, the Cassio, the Karthus even. So I'm going to see if Fiora come out. Don't know if that's going to be for Lord Reeves. He might start and swap around. Smartest play that last game, popped off, so we'll see if he decides to keep that one.
Catinator looks like he's hovering the Kaisa, who is a very strong ADC right now. He's got a smite at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be changed. Cat is a ADC main, and we'll be playing that Kaisa most likely in the bottom lane AD carry role. Couldn't imagine playing anything else. And when you want to have a good showing, you're playing against a legitimate team, it's probably best to play a main. And so with that Fiora grabbed, I assume the Lord Reeves is going to probably trade with the Mavian. And the Mavian's going to go top lane, giving Lord Reeves a counter pick in the mid lane as the Xayah and Rakan picked up by Team CCE, setting up for a nice lovers duo in the bottom lane, which means we could have the counter support come out for Bologne Boiz. I'm thinking maybe the Morgana is a pretty decent counter, especially that Black Shield really good against Rakan's Engage. As, nope, we're just going to get for, Jungle Jax?
Yeah, most likely. Jax was pretty strong the last meta. He did get nerfed a little bit, especially with the help of the jungle nurse. Kind of puts him back a little bit. You were just power farming, taking every camp, every farm you could, and then becoming an insane beast towards that late game stage. So we'll see how he just wants to play it. Is still a fairly strong champion right now. Has a lot of damage, especially towards that late game. So we'll see if he is going to that jungle.
All right, the J4 Morgana banned away. I think CCE's listening in a little bit to the casting, saying, you know what, that's right, Morgana is pretty strong. Let's go ahead and take her off the table. As Silas banned away by Bologne Boiz, that ultimate stealing power. Just a bit too much, a little bit feared maybe from the side of CCE, or from the side of Bologne Boiz, not wanting it in the hands of CCE. Could be played, I suppose, in the mid lane, as he is kind of an AP burst, or top lane, as they've got the Yasuo as well. Lissandra, nice ban. She's exceptionally strong right now in the meta, and really good about setting up engages. The rest of the team could hop in on into Zoe. Ooh, I don't know if I like that into a Yasuo.
It is going to be locked in, though. Don't know who's going to end up playing that one, who's going to end up playing the champions for this team if they swap around at all, but Zoe's Zoe's in a pretty good spot right now, but I don't. If it is going mid lane, it might be a tough matchup. Unless it could also be a flex Yasuo top lane.
As the
Sejuani hover.
Yeah, I like this. I like this from CCE. Sejuani, super strong, can do an insane amount of damage, let alone be a hyper tank in that jungle. As probably going to get traded out with Apocalypse. I believe they are going with the standard LCS roles from top to bottom, so we should see that traded over. But overall, I like Sejuani. That ultimate is setting up for Rakan's quickness, as well as Xayah's roots, tornadoes from Yasuo, as well as knockups. There's just a lot here with a Malphite as well. Woo! Boy, oh boy, from CCE. But that means they only have 2 main damage dealers, the Xayah and the Yasuo.
It's all about this Yasuo, really. That's all that's going to be.
They are trying to set up Kolkraba? Raba? I'm just going to nickname him Raba. Setting up Raba in this mid lane. They're probably going to get the trade around as Zilean grabbed up by the side of Bologne Boiz. I kind of like that because his ultimate really can reset a fight, especially when you get later on into the game, as it looks like Lord Reeves is going to be playing the Jax in the top lane. Is heal it up. Wants Fiora for the mid versus Yasuo, and a carry, Zoe, jungle, Kaisa. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Throw your analysis out of the game. We got some craziness going on. I'll let you go through that because I'm going to go through CCE at this point. We've got Stump in the rump with the Malphite in the top side, Apocalypse with the Sejuani in the jungle, Kolkraba with the Yasuo in the mid lane, Ziphos with the Xayah bottom lane carry role, and returned on the Rakan in the bottom lane supportive role.
And for the side of the Bologne Boiz, we have Lord Reeves playing Jax in the top lane, Catnator playing Kaisa in the jungle, Heal It Up playing Fiora in the mid lane, Dark Lord TKO playing Zoe in the bot lane, and the Mavian playing Zilean at support.
Yeah, this is so interesting. So the normal 80 carry Catnator, it has shown very, very good proficiency with ADCs in the jungle, and Kaisa in the jungle is one that he has shown multiple times over he's proficient on. Heal It Up, I believe, has played Fiora in the top lane several times, this time taking it in the mid lane versus Yasuo, and that separates what I was worried about, the Zoe throwing everything into the wind wall from Yasuo. You know what? Fiora doesn't care about your wind wall. She doesn't deal with it. And Zoe in this bottom lane needs to play a little bit safe, but the burst potential out of a Zilean Zoe could be insane down there.
Yeah, it could be really strong. It's definitely very interesting to see how that one plays out. We have seen it in pro play a couple times from my knowing. I know G2's played it in the bot lane specifically. We've seen her quite a bit in the mid lane recently, especially in North America, but it's definitely an interesting matchup to watch. If you just get caught by that by any CC though from Rakan, she's going to be in a lot of trouble unless Zilean can be quick with that ultimate. Keep him alive. I think Zilean's going to be definitely key towards the later stages of the game with that Sejuani Malphite, both the Unstoppable Force, I believe it's called, and Glacial Prism. Trying to set up for Yasuo with that last breath. If he can find those on the right targets, it's going to be very tough for the Bologne Boiz.
Yeah, it is the...
They have so much CC and so much engaged. Rakan, Sejuani, wow.
The combination of the CC and the Wombo combo, like, that is just insane from CCE. Sejuani ultimate, Malphite ultimate is going to set up Yasuo's last breath, and Rakan's quickness basically says, don't worry guys, I'm going to run through everyone, group you all for Malphite ultimate, and just go nuts. However, the advantage that Bologne Boiz has is that they don't necessarily have to group. Jax is a great split pusher. Fiora is a duelist. They can 1v1 on the sides with a 1-3-1-3 in the mid lane. Kaisa, Zoe, Zilean, all with pretty good, not the best, but pretty good wave clear. And they could focus on just wave clearing and split pushing in the side lanes and see if they can split CCE apart. The issue is going to come around objectives, and that's what we want to watch this game, is where is the pressure from CCE when it comes to these Drake spawns, the Rift Herald, and those sorts of things, because either the Bologne Boiz has to run it down a lane to try to get a turret to trade, or they may have to group, and that's when things go in CCE's favor. Yeah,
it's going to be rough in team fights for Bologne Boiz. I was going to point out, if you saw it on your overlay, that it still says cash for gold. But
well, let me save and fix that for everyone.
I think it could be tough for CCE if they can't get the Yasuo ahead, because that's what they're kind of focusing on with the Sejuani Malphite setup. Xayah can do a lot of damage, but you have the Zoe, Fiora, Jax that are all can kill her fairly quickly. So if this Yasuo can get ahead, it's definitely going to be extremely hard for Bologne Boiz to come back, as they have so much setup for his last breath and for his damage. So much CC to keep their team alive. So we'll have to see if they can help out Yasuo in the melee to keep him either ahead or at least go even. I think will be fairly good for them.
Another thing to watch for is the possibility of roams. Zoe Zillion especially, if that Zoe is sped up, could make some really good roams towards that mid lane. All you need is a Sleepy Trouble bubble, and when it's flying out of the river with no vision, which is another thing to keep an eye on, it can be hard to avoid. And if Yasuo isn't prepared to try to wind wall it, it can maybe make some plays in the mid lane. That said, I don't see Fiora leaving lane terribly often, trying to make plays on opposite sides of the map. Or I guess either side of the map, considering that she's mainly going to be hanging out in the mid lane. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2, CCE versus the Bologne Boiz. And I know the Bologna is not spelled correctly. It's technically an A at the end, Bologne Boiz. But that's the name that I was given. That's the name that I'm going to use. And you know what? Maybe the misspelling makes things a little more unique. Maybe I'll get 1,000 comments on YouTube saying, you spelled Bologna wrong. and so then I'll cry myself to sleep at night. All right. 5-man stack from CCE leads to nothing, so they're going to spread out, try to get vision across the map.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go for that invade through the mid lane, but did get spot by Heal It Up. So good positioning there for him to see them going into that river, but dance off in the mid lane between Yasuo and Fiora. Oh, is one of them going to BM? Good setup from, I like setup from CCE, doing that at 5 point, moving from that invade, going to a 5 point, make sure they're not getting invaded on their own. As Return comes to join the dance party in the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm not sure who would have won out in that 5-man, especially if they tried to catch out this bottom lane. Obviously, Kai'Sa would have been nice to get a flash burned, but you do have Sleepy Time that Zoe could have grabbed quite early, and that may have been able to set up some opportunities for the Bologne Boiz. Unlikely, but possible. Either way, we see classic standard starts. Besides Sejuani, instead of starting on the red side, he's going to be picking up her blue. Maybe could be going for an invade on the red side for the Catinator Kai'Sa for the side of Bologne Boiz, or maybe making a play on this top side as Reeves. I think he's played Jax once before. It's been a while since he's played a top lane, but either way, he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, we definitely have to see that scaling of both Fiora and Jax, and the Kai'Sa even, what we saw from last game. If back to that snowball that we talked about last game as well, if one of these teams can get ahead and try and push those advantages, play around the advantage that they get, can be very interesting to watch.
Paddle Star from Dragalore finds a Sleepy Time onto the Xayah, though not much more to follow up. Return getting a little bit of decent harass. So, yeah, that's, though, the harassment pattern you want to see from Bologne Boiz, is they've got so much long-distance poke and harass that they really just want to be burning those health pots. The main thing for them they need to make sure they don't get hit by is the Gleaming Quill from Rakan, because that heal has a pretty decent ratio on it and could just use, hey, poke, you don't worry about it, we're just going to heal it up as it engages in the top side. Catinator coming in with the red buff, going to slow down, stump with the rump, may force the flash as Jax shoves him back, but Stump in the Rump holds on to the flash. Low health, popping pots. Got that corrupting.
Yeah, it took a lot of damage, but he's gonna be fine. Heal himself back up. Has grasp as well.
3-man engage in the mid lane. Healing him, counters the knockup. Are you kidding? He flashes away, has the ignite taking away, but healing him and gets first blood from the tower shooting the Rakan. That is nuts.
That parry was so perfectly timed. That was insane.
That's clip worthy. Oh my gosh, if no one clips that, I'm going back and clipping that because that was insane. But we got to re-engage as the Kaisa coming into the mid lane. Cat and Neo tries to throw out the Void Seeker, won't be able to find it. The heal it up is so low. The Yasuo wants to dash with the minions, heal it up so low. Parries the damage, but no, will still finally go down. Turret shot only going on one and heal it up, playing way more aggressively than necessary.
A little too hyped after that crazy play in underneath his turret, but we can take it down for it. Kill going over to that Yasuo, so a 1 kill each in that mid lane. Reeves.
Just a little harass.
Quite a bit of damage down onto Malphite though. Might force out the recall early if he can keep the pressure up.
Oh, that's another thing to keep an eye on in this bottom lane is the Zilean is going to be able to level that Zoe very quickly, which means you should see her ultimate come out faster than anyone for the side of CCE, especially in this bottom lane. So keep your eyes on it. Zoe ultimate, not the craziest. However, she's going to find the sleepy time onto the Xayah, just setting up the Mavian to drop the double bomb. Tons of stuns, but the shield and heal from return keeps her from losing too much health. The Sejuani is coming in for a gank. Apocalypse looking for the engage. Finds Tanaka with a forward charge. The flash used by the Zoe gets them out. So 1 flash bird in the bottom lane.
Yeah, good stuff from Apocalypse there. Forcing out the flash. Might try and return his way to the bottom lane. And
Juggler still playing more aggressively. Knocked up. Even finds the sleepy time on the Rakan, but it's not going to do that much. Zoe should go down, and Zyos picks up his first kill of the game through some, again, over unnecessary aggression by Bologne Boiz after that flash was burned.
Yeah, it should have respected that. The Sejuani will still be in the area. Didn't have enough time there to get really away from that. So, but good CC there from CCE. You had the knockup plus the root into the stun from Sejuani. So, pretty good stuff there from them to get that kill.
Thank you, Mina. It's all about the mustaches. We got that stash emote on the Discord. That's what it's all about. And both of us have got our beautiful stashes going on here. Eventually, Otter and I will fuse to be the best caster NA has ever seen, rivaling the likes of Vedius and Freak himself. Though I don't think we have to go bold.
Vedius is in NA?
No, that's true. I just like Vedius. I think he's hilarious and a really, really good caster. But
fair enough. Oh, the dash plus the parry.
Oh, they got
damage onto the Yasuo.
I'm actually going to speed up a little bit.
He might keep going for this.
Yeah, heal it up.
He has the ignite available.
Yasuo's got the ultimate as well. Doesn't decide to use it. Instead, will back away, recall, setting up. Wants to buy, potentially, with his nice 500 gold before potentially looking for a kill. Heal it up. Doesn't have flash, so keep your eyes on that Fiora. She's hit level 6, though, so even on those ultimates.
Gonna be interesting if we can see you. Cat in here might find Sejuani here.
Oh, a little bit of damage with that Void Seeker. Just getting some poke down, stopping the recall from the Sejuani. Gonna slow them down. And the main thing is sometimes that sort of stuff isn't necessarily about trying to get kills. It's really just about keeping track of the enemy team jungle. And you can see that with that pressure, they're able to get vision down on that brush. Even though the Sejuani has already taken that red buff away, once they get it, they now have vision on Rakan walking past. And it's so good to get vision deep into enemy territory so you can see where they're making those champion movements.
Am I still ahead of you?
I am at the 716, 717, 718, 719, 720, 721, 722, 723, 724, 725, 726, 727, 728, 729, 730. We good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Good enough. Probably good enough. Mina, join us. Play some Earth tonight so that you can get warmed back up for your eventual climb to Masters. Because I know, Mina, I know you got that Master somewhere inside of you. That spirit is there. All right. As Catinator in the jungle has been doing fairly well. You can look at the farm. 44 farm to 31 from the Sejuani. Apocalypse has been more focused on those ganks, getting 2 assists already. as Cat and Nate are unable to find anything, but mostly focused on trying to get that level 6, which she has now. Sleepy time on that bottom side, but Apocalypse is here. Sejuani gonna go in, find the knock-up, force the flash out of the Zillion. And that focus on the Zillion meant that everyone lives for now on the bottom side for the Bologne Boiz. Zoe's already gotten her flash burned.
Smart, crazy. It's a unique Kelt daughter. Oh, they're gonna put it onto the Cloud Drake as well. So first dragon of the game to be picked up by CCE without much trouble, as Kaisa is in the top side taking his Korok department up a little bit more. Trouble Ball is gonna land onto the Sejuani, but should be able to just walk away from this one.
Hey, Mina wanted to join in for Earth. I don't think you can do custom Earth games anymore, Mina. They took that away. Sad news. Feels Xenoman. But we do have a game number 3 if you're interested in playing game number 3. No pressure there.
Oh, she used to play if you play Earth after the third game.
Oh, just playing Earth games afterwards. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I definitely am down for that. As the Jax goes in. Oh, misses the Counter-Strike stun. So still pushing this Malphite in. 80 farm to 51 farm on this top side. Overall, good stuff. Bologne Boiz keeping the gold fairly even despite being a kill up CCE. Slow to continue to move forward on these engages. Apocalypse is farming. Kaisa sitting on the side of the jungle, though. Look at, again, this deep vision. They know where everyone from CCE is moving.
Yeah, it gets up there from Bologne Boiz. Keeping track of this Sejuani. He's going to find number 2. Jax is here. The flash, though. Good flash from Apocalypse to keep himself alive. Didn't have teammates around to be able to collapse on that one either.
Heal it up, taking a turret shot in this mid lane. Again, some of this over-aggression from Bologne Boiz gets punished in small or large effect, but at the moment, they're just generally keeping pressure up. In the mid lane, that Yasuo has gotten a 10 farm lead on Fiora, and will be able to... Some of it will get matched with this wave crashing. But overall, a slow and steady game. Talking about scaling, though, as this game is progressing a little bit further. Which side scales a little bit better?
It's interesting because Zoe getting deep under the turret takes 2 tower shots for his troubles, but return not actually at 6 just yet. But did force the ulti out of Zillion, so that's good cooldown that they got from that trade. Though.
The damage from Zoe, so insane. Even with just the last chapter, just bursts the Rakan for 3/4 of his health in one go. I think that if I had to say anything, the scaling is a little bit in the favor of Bologne Boiz just because of the Jax and the Kaisa. But Xayah and even Yasuo aren't bad.
Yasuo scales really well, and their comp's built around that late team fight with the Sejuani and Malphite ultis. But they do have a lot of scaling champs. The Fiora, like you talked about, the Kaisa, the Jax, and that
Kaisa gonna get caught by Apocalypse. That's get over the wall. The Yasuo last breath. Rakan jumps over the wall. Make sure Yasuo can get it. The ultimate gonna secure at least 1 kill as Zio starts to damage that bottom lane turret. Good catch from CCE. Fiora, however, gonna go in. She might be against 3 members. Gets a little bit of damage onto Raba. Heal it up, trying to make the play versus 3. Parries the CC from the Sejuani, but can't stop the Rakan. He doesn't even need the quickness, as in the bottom lane, Zyos is all by himself, which gives the opportunity for Bologne Boiz to pick up 1 in trade. But that's 2 for 1 overall, and mid lane turret is open for all the damage.
Has good stuff there from Return coming up and keeping enough CC on the heal it up that he couldn't actually do anything after putting that ulti down onto Sejuani and just got taken down. Picking up more gold for this team. I think Return picked that kill up for himself. But we do have the Yasuo, like I talked about, now 2-0, so should be able to snowball his advantage fairly heavily towards the late game. Or these mid-game team fights, we start seeing them happen more often.
4 kills to 2, but still even in gold as we're a little bit slow and checking on the vision overall. We can also check on the next Drake and Ocean Drake. First Drake was that Wind Drake, not quite as exciting as some other ones, picked up by CCE. I think the best thing about it is Yasuo never hurts to have a Wind Drake when you're playing that Yasuo, that wind-focused champion himself, as well as Sejuani ganks a little bit faster with that Wind Drake to speed her way into lane.
Wind Wall, Wind Drake, the synergy is on point for CC. It's all over.
Oh, it's over. All right, guys, we're going to surrender the game. Thank you all for joining us for game number 2. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back for game number 3 coming in shortly. As Reeves is going to jump in on the stump in the rump. However, it's going to be a 2v2 as Catanator joins the fun, gets knocked up by Return, who's starting to get a little bit of damage. The Jax continuing to go big. The ultimate used by Kaisa to close the distance. Trying to finish off third. Ultimate for Malphite keeps him alive. He's over the wall, but now Apocalypse comes in, heal it up, going to join his 3v3. At the moment his Return is going to be taken down. Lord Reeves hops in, finds the CC stun onto Apocalypse. The knockup, though, from Yasuo, not going to be enough to catch out Catanator. He's dashing through the minions. Doesn't matter because heal it up. Found 1 kill. Oh, so far it's 2 for the side of Bologne Boiz, but the Yasuo tries to step forward. No, it's not enough. Reeves comes out with the third, and it's a 3-0 for the red.
What a turnaround for Bologne Boiz. They looked like they were behind a little bit, had some good fights for CCE, but man, they played that super well, picking CCE, punishing that little bit of over-aggression from the side of CCE, and almost had a 4th kill in that, picking up something, barely got out with that unstoppable force. And they might be able to get some damage onto this mid lane turret as well. I think the thing to note is all those members in that fight that picked up kills are the late game scalers for Bologne Boiz as well. So they're going to get some more gold in their pocket, get some more items for them, try and push the advantage that in that jungle and the top side.
Yeah, and the trading that they did for Bologne Boiz, the trading of players that low health step out, someone else with more health stepping in, bouncing back and forth. And especially if you check it right now, there is 0 vision from blue side in there, as we might see a jump onto Catanator. He's got a blast going, try to hit, quickness. Knocked up by the quickness, into last breath. Sorry, Kaisa, when you got double ultimates used, not much you can do to get out of that one. So they're going to turn and start to try to take down this turret in the mid lane. But I think they're going to be able to clear it before anyone is going to respond. That's first turret gold to CCE.
Good stuff from a Return and Apocalypse running around together, using that CC to help the Krabba, as I'm going to say, Krabba with that get that last breath, pick up a kill for himself. Trouble lands. Oh, Apocalypse face tanking that for his teammate.
Body block.
Would have been a lot of damage.
Nice stun onto Yasuo. Raba might get jumped on by Fiora. Heal it up around the corner, but there's 4 members. Make it 5. CCE wants this bottom lane turret. Probably going to turn around and go for the Ocean Drake next. And they have some nice grouping potential. Keep in mind, though, Jax can split on this top side now. So with all 5 members from CCE, they get a second turret to themselves. And we'll turn onto the Ocean Drake. Where are Bologne Boiz going to respond? I don't think they can fight this 4v5. Zoe back in the base. It's going to be a 3v5 if they try to fight. Instead, they're just going to give up the Ocean Drake and look to split in these lanes.
Should be able to pick up that top lane turret. Reese is pushing that currently. I should be able to get that one. Yeah, he will. So they trade it back at least 1 turret. So it closes the gap in turrets now 2-1. And they have some damage on that mid lane turret, so if they can get some pushing, get some picks, get to push on to that turret, open up the map a little bit more, look what they want to look to do. But the gold lead is still in their favor, about 1,000 gold at this point, closing a little bit.
And that just comes out of superior farming. 142 farm on the Jax to the 98 Malphite, 111 on the Kaisa to the 70 of Sejuani. Only the mid lane and bottom 80 carry role for CCE have slight leads, and I say slight very loosely, as Catanator's going to pick up the Rift. Herald chase in onto Return. He's forced to flash. Khan says, I'm out of here.
That's a good flash to be picking up, as he has the quickness, so he can get in, but quickness plus the flash really
engage you
is a scary combo. Here comes
Malphite ultimate used, and that is going to be at least 1 big kill picked up. The Mavian drop before he can even ult himself, heal it up, flashing away, trying to do what he can to survive. Ignite ticking away, shouldn't take down the Fiora, and a quick play by CCE gives them 1.
This is what we're talking about. Those ultis are huge, and just huge amounts of CC that it's hard to get away from. It's fairly easy CC to land with that quickness. And his W, which I do not know the name of, but Unstoppable Force is also very hard to escape if you can land, or if you're good at champion.
So this is a fun little fact on names. Rakan's W is Grand Entrance, which is his knockup, but what makes it all the more confusing is that Galio's ultimate is Heroic Entrance. So, yeah, a little bit of fun name confusion there as heal it up, sitting about half health from the mid lane. Has to back away. Jack splitting in the bottom side, able to pick up a second turret for the Bologne Boiz. Gonna go back to 1v1ing against Malphite. Should still be able to deal with him fairly effectively, as he's only been able to pick up that Sunfire cape for himself.
Yeah, this might be the only play that Bologne Boiz can really make, is putting the Jax, who is ahead, into the bot lane and try and split, get some advantage with his own.
He sees the Yasuo coming into the tribe rush and says, I'm just going to plop a ward, hop over, try to get myself out. Going to be caught by return. Finds a nice knock-up. Lord Reeves going to go for the stun, try to make a trade, but he's now 2 for 1. Ignite up. Well, the Mavian, though, comes in, drops the ultimate down. Should keep Lord Reeves alive until that ultimate actually drops away, drops off before Lord Reeves is able to make use of it. Yeah, so a little bit of maybe over movement by Bologne Boiz. Last breath used by the Yasuo onto the Zilean underneath the turret. Actually gets his own life dropped down to about half. Healed up, finds this slow. The rockets come out from the Kaisa, but she's trying to defend really against 4 members. Mavian's still going to be here hanging out, trying to get what poke he can down.
The gold is even, but it really does feel like the momentum's in the favor of CCE right now. They can force whatever fights that they want to with this crowd control of Malphite and Sejuani and returns Rakan. So if you try to make a play and get caught out alone, you are immediately dead. And there's really not much you can do about it unless you have a QSS and can time that correctly. Especially if you're one of the squishier members of Team Bologne Boiz. I said the Zoe, the Zilean, if you don't use that chrono shift in time, you are a goner.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough for Bologne Boiz unless they can find that really good split push. Jax once again on this bottom side. CCE, while the early game they seem to struggle a little bit on vision, they've been able to actually lock down these rivers with control wards across the map. That said, Bologne Boiz has a couple extra solo wards here and there, though they are being timed out and cleared up, so a little bit less vision. Jax needs to play super safe as that next Drake coming online in about 45 seconds is a second Ocean Drake, and so far CCE have claimed all Drakes this game.
You've been doing a good job of that. Let's see if they can try and go for that one. They have good vision control and control of that side of the map. And like I said, I don't really think that there's much ability to contest with that team fight comp that they've built for themselves. Their play should really just be to put Jax silent as
yeah, so this is the 1-3-1 we were talking about. Fiora was splitting on the top side. She's going to recall. Jax is still on this bottom side as the members of CCE split to try to deal with these side lanes. They've dropped the Rift Herald. He's going to slam down the mid lane. Pick up another turret for Bologne Boiz. They'll lose the Rift after 1 turret, but still a nice response as CCE backs away. They get themselves a turret and a little bit of extra harass damage on the Sejuani.
Good stuff there. Actually splitting across the map, shoving in those 2 side waves as Reeves still keeping up the pressure in the spot side. You see Kaisa gets the dragon as well.
Oh, that was a fast Drake. Raba trying to dash his way in. He's already used the wind wall, so there's nothing to stop him from being dropped with the sleepy time. And then CC not going to land on to heal it up. He was able to actually parry the ultimate. Are you kidding me? Return going to drop as well. Hey, Zypho's going to drop with a nice feather recall. Still not going to be a Lord Reese.
Oh,
he wants the ace. That is a complete 5-0 for Bologne Boiz.
This was looking so heavily in the favor of CCE, but Lord Reeves doing a great job keeping Malphite from being able to get over to that team fight and forcing him away from the team. And then the Yasuo got caught out, picked off very quickly with the help of that good Sleepy Trouble Bubble from the Zoe. And they're going to move on the Baron for this.
How do you stop the enemy team who has a wombo combo? Never let them combo. Malphite completely out of the fight, which is that hardcore initiation that CCE needs. They need that guaranteed ultimate to land. Set up the Yasuo, set up the rest of the team to come flying in as well. Then on top of that, Yasuo drops the wind wall so early, and then I see him dash once, twice into 3 members by himself without the wind wall. What are you doing? And a very small misplay completely sets CCE behind. They are now 5,000 gold behind. They've lost the Baron, and again, Bologne Boiz is the split pushing team. They can just do the 1-3-1 again, this time even that much more effectively.
yeah, they can continue to do that. It still have to be careful of that threat that we saw earlier in this game with the Malphite, Sejuani, and Rakan set up CC, as Malphite still has that teleport available. So if he does want to join the fight, if he can have the opportunity to get away from Lord Reeves, if he can keep that split up, they can find the team fight that they want and try and turn this game back in their favor. But they do have to be wary of this Jax. Malphite doesn't have the damage to do with him in this 1v1, so he can just try and hold the wave and keep Lord Reeves getting turrets. But with the Baron buff, it's going to be extremely hard for Malphite.
There we go. Fiora splitting on that top side. Jax splitting on that bottom side. Malphite trying to just get a little bit of vision down for the team. But Jax is already on the turret. 3 members defending for Bologne Boiz, and it's all about the wave clear for them. They're not looking to fight. They're not looking for kills. They're looking just to clear the waves and keep CCE from getting onto this turret. And Return takes a lot of damage. Ooh, Sleepy Time comes through as well. They might try to go in for the kill, but the team collects around him, making sure that none of that AoE skill shots from Bologne Boiz can land.
Oh, and he's going to get a turret. Lord Reeves is going to pick up the bot inner. And in the top side, Fiora's pushing.
She should be able to secure this top second tier as well. Make that 5 turrets for Bologne Boiz, as they are just going to keep shoving this in. And they are playing to their team's strength so well right now.
They're doing a great job of splitting the map and forcing CCE to make a decision, which hasn't happened. They look like they're going to try and collapse. Oh, the jump to dodge unstoppable force.
I don't know if that was badly played by Stump or just absolutely predicted by Lord Reeves. Either way, it was sick to watch. Hop away as the Malphite ultimate's used. Now it's down. No opportunity to set up that wombo combo for the next minute. Mid lane, second tier turret's getting rocked by Catinator. Tears it down. Lord Reeves has got the bottom lane inhibitor turret. And Fiora still on that top side could try to join in. Lord Reeves probably going to be dropped. 2v1, a little bit too tough for the Jax. Doesn't matter though. They have gotten so much extra gold. Make it a 7,000 gold lead. And they're continuing to stack it up.
They're playing this super well across the board, getting turrets at will. All of the mid-inner turrets got taken down, and that bottom inhibitor turret. So they're just going to look to do that again. We have to see. CCE needs to make a decision, force that team fight in that mid lane. They have so much D. They just needed to force a fight onto one of these members. Either the 3 in the mid, most likely, is where I think they should go to. The 3 squishy members. Or try and collapse onto one of the side lanes and pick up kills before they lose too many turrets. But yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see how this one continues to play out. I do expect Bologne Boiz to keep doing what they're doing. It is working very well. As the next Ocean Drake is coming up. It's the 3rd Ocean Drake of the game.
You are just reading my mind. You say that as I was scrolling over the Ocean Drake. Our casting proficiency just keeps going up and up and up. So far, that Ocean Drake has been paired up between the 2 teams. Bologne Boiz is able to secure the last one before a beautiful fight in their favor. As the CCE is collecting around this Ocean Drake, should start it up. The question is, Bologne Boiz, are they going to collapse? Or are they just going to go right back to the split pushing once again? Maybe CCE says, you know what, we're not going to go for the Ocean Drake. We see Jax by himself in this bottom lane. The pings are coming out. He's going to have to run. Can he get to the minion wave in time? Quickness charms him. However, the rest of the team is a little bit slow to respond. The hop! Reeves is out! Because Apocalypse didn't want to drop the Glacial prison. The Glacial Prison. Not used. Reeves is just going to return back to here. They could try to make the exact same play this time using the Glacial Prison. Instead, they're going to back away because Fiora is splitting the top side. 3 members pushing from Bologne Boiz into the mid lane. They're looking for these turrets, and a beautiful reposition from red team sets them up well. Zoe's going to get a little bit of burst damage on the Yasuo. They back away. Jack still splitting on that bottom side. Sejuani using the Glacial Prison on the top side. It is completely wasted. No one hit by it, and man, CCE is just getting run around the rift, ragged, unable to catch anything.
They're going to try and jump onto the Jax spot. Now they're going to be running back and forth. Like you said, they're getting run around, and Fiora is pushing in that top side. So this 1-3-1 is working so well for the side of Bologne Boiz. They're getting whatever they want. Lord is going to try and hit on inhibitor.
Yeah, he knows that he can fight this Malphite. He's not concerned about trying to 1v1. He's mostly concerned about the inhibitor and drawing people away. Again, he's already got the inhibitor turret.
Oh, here comes
Instead, they're going to make a play in the mid lane. The knock up onto Catinator. He's immediately out. Flashes and ultimates. He's used the ultimate from Zilean. Keeps him alive, so instead they focus the Zilean down. The ultimate comes through just in time to resurrect the Xayah. However, she's in the middle of 4 members. Should be dropped. Speeding up to the side with the supercharge. Are you kidding me? Catinator's able to pick up 1. Is not going to get much more than that, but Lord Reese takes out the inhibitor, and Fiora is pushing that top side, so the push continues. And Zoe lands the kill in the mid lane as well. Bologne Boiz say, you may have taken out our carry. We don't care. We'll take your base instead. Second inhibitor going to go over. Return going to be dropped with that ignite. Malphite ultimate used on 1 member. Heal it up, doesn't care. He's just backing away as the 3 members from Bologne Boiz that are still up continue to push. Want this mid lane inhibitor turret. Lord Reeve says, screw you. I'm going to go for the turret instead. He's so low health. He flashes away. Is not going to go down until the flash is used by Stump the Rump to be able to pick it up and heal it up. Has got his ultimate down. Heals himself right back up. And with the help of Zoe, takes out 2 members. Double kill to the Zoe. Drug Lord doing such a fantastic job. They grab the 3rd inhibitor, and at this point the game looks impossible for CCE to come back. It's healed up, flashing off to the side, trying to avoid the re-engage. The Glacial Prison once again. The parry from this Fiora is just so good.
And that dragon is up as well as the Barons. We're going to try and see if they head over there right now. Yeah, I do have that Kaisa so they can take it fairly fast with the death timers on that. Yasuo still down for another 10 seconds, so should be able to pick this one up fairly easily. And the 3 inhibitors they have to do with these waves.
Oh my gosh, they got super minions pouring in every single way, and you gotta give credit to the Bologne Boiz when they say in pro plays or wherever it is, play to your win condition. This team did it right. They have
Zoe doing Zoe things.
Play to your win condition if you're Zoe. Just land your skill shots, win game, pretty much. Sleepy time straight into Paddle Star. That combo, just insane.
I don't actually know what her ulti's called. Portal jump. Oh, that's easy.
Portal jump. Very
makes sense.
Thinking with portals. 10 kills to 16, but it's still dire straits for CCE. Jax has been able to pick up his 3rd completed item with that Essence Reaver as well. Ultimate, wait! Use! It's going to grab Zoe on the portal jump back. So Xayah was able to get a little bit of damage, but immediately has to back away. Stump the Rump stepping forward. They're going to turn and look to jump on to heal it up with this Fiora, who's just going to get a little bit of damage straight back using the gate. She's going to dash over it. Has the backup from the Zilean as they're going to turn onto Lord Reese on this bottom side. They got pretty good damage down with the last breath as well, but can they drop the Jax? He's going to get so low and gets cleaned up by Rabba, but the rest of the base is now in tatters. Heal it up, stepping in. The Super Minion is going to take out 1 Nexus turret. There's the turn. They're going to try to make a play. The ultimate used by Zilean on himself. The rest of the team stepping forward, heal it up, looking to grab a kill. They've gotten 2, they've gotten 3, they've got all but 1 member from CCE. I'm sorry, Rabba, you've tried so hard. 7-3 your scoreline, but you're not going to make it happen. Victory to the Bologne Boiz.
Ooh, man, good stuff from Bologne Boiz, running that 1-1 to almost perfection in that game, like playing that extremely well across the board, getting every turret that they wanted, and getting the victory in the end.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that game. I certainly enjoyed that game. Shout out for me personally has to be on Heal It Up in the mid lane with this Fiora. I know that Yasuo is such a scary champion. So many players just say, enemy teams got Yasuo. This game is going to be really, really tough. And one of the things with Yasuo is that once he starts snowballing, it's so hard to stop it. Heal It Up says, I don't care. I'll go toe-to-toe with you. And every time that you try to jump on my team, I'll be there. And man, his parries were gorgeous again and again. So well timed. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. As we go into MVPs and honorable mentions, Otter, what do you got for me?
Oh, this one's tough.
Besides a breaking microphone.
Oh, is it dying?
Your microphone just went boop, 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 boop. Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep, fun stuff. Yeah, it's all
is it okay now?
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
I've been having problems lately. Anyway. Honorable mention for honorable mention MVP. So CCE, I'm gonna have honorable mention to Apocalypse, I think. Actually, Yeah, I'm gonna give it Apocalypse. Apocalypse and Return kind of themselves together. In the early game, we're finding those picks that they needed, and then Cole Kreba is gonna be the MVP. Was the bright spot for this team, but did get a lot of help from his jungler and his support to give him some early kills, early picks onto Catnator in the jungle, and sometimes onto the Zillion. And for the other team, for Team Bologne Boiz, this is tough because I want everybody on the team to do really well.
Everyone gets MVP.
I'm gonna give honorable mention over to. Gosh, I'm gonna give it to Drug Lord TKO. Did super well on the Zoe, especially into that late game, became a huge threat. And was doing a ton of damage like we saw. And MVP, I'm going to give over to Lord Reeves for being the split push machine. I think he was really the catalyst for them getting those advantages. Even though his scoreline isn't great, was that split push. Huge split push threat. It forced the team apart. And then Heal It Up. Shout out to Heal It Up. Doing really good on that Fiora. Splitting to the other side of the map, getting advantages as well. And like you said, those parries, that clip-worthy play at the beginning of the game. Yeah, super good stuff from the Bologne Boiz.
Oh yeah, and again, Drug Lord TKO, he got the honorable mention, but still did a fantastic job in the bottom lane and throughout the game as a whole. Mostly the sleepy time and the burst on certain targets like the return on the Recon. When you're 3/4 health, I'm sorry, you're not going to be diving in. When you are a Yasuo that gets chunked to half, I'm sorry, you're not going to be diving in. That's suicide. There's no reason to do that. And every time the Zoe landed the paddle star, bursting someone down to half health, it basically said the wombo combo that you want, you're not going to get because somebody isn't going to go in because it's too risky. And that just meant that CCE had to play further back and further back and further back. And as they did, the 1-3-1 for Bologne Boiz came online. They started split pushing so effectively. And that one play where they aced around the bottom side dragon was so good and just massive. I also mentioned it very quickly in the Twitch chat, but I want to comment quickly on the stream as well. The play from Bologne Boiz when they dropped the Rift Herald in the mid lane and got that mid turret from CCE was so well timed. It cannot be discounted. Something to keep your eyes on in your games is those sorts of plays when you know they've pushed in, they've gotten a couple waves, they want to recall, they want to back, they want to buy items. Let's drop the Rift Herald now. We can secure a mid lane turret before they're back. And they still haven't recalled. So guess what? We're up on items. Now's the time to fight. They fought around the Ocean Drake. They had the team split up perfectly. Yasuo made one bad play, and the entire pressure of the game swapped hands, and Bologne Boiz just held on to it from there, rolling it into a victory. Good stuff. So, all right, guys, we are going to go and take a very quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we're going to play out a game number 3, shoutcast it, and then we'll see about Earth games afterwards. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.
Cat, I figured, but it worked out like perfectly.